What up, J. Carr?
Are you serious right now?
Oh, I'm just headed back to Fort Worth right now.
All right, we got Giancarlo Sacco. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I got you, Joe.
All right, we got Giancarlo Sacco on the phone. We're gonna transition away from American politics and abroad and switch over to Giancarlo Sacco, avid Eagles fan, devastated over the loss against the Buccaneers, which I called last podcast. What do you have to say about the Eagles situation?
I mean, right now, looking from an outsider perspective, I have blind.
Don't say your outside perspective.
Something wasn't working. But I think right now the head management has a whole meeting with the coaching staff that's going on as we speak. From what I've read on Twitter in the last 20 minutes.
Can you just talk a little louder?
Yeah, sorry. And I think they're going to clean house. I think Sirianni's gone. He's proven that he can't hold a locker room, and he had great coordinators last year. And Shane Steichen definitely overachieved with Gardner Minshew as a backup quarterback. Had a winning record, got screwed. The running back dropped the pass. They could have been in the playoffs just as easily as the Texans.
Okay.
And then if you look at Jonathan Gannon, was never that big of a fan of him. But, he took Arizona to a 4-win season, and he had Josh Dobbs starting 7 games of that, I think. And then once Kyler got back, they looked like a really good football team. And I think you kind of learn from that process. Matt Patricia, he's been an offensive coordinator the past couple of years and a defensive coordinator, and it hasn't really worked. He had that one good year under Belichick when they won, I'm pretty sure. But, at the end of the day, it's just kind of disappointing because you have – in the NFL, you have such small Super Bowl windows, and I feel like we kind of missed one this year. Last year was tough, but this year definitely hurt almost a lot more because you were 10-1, coasting to the 1 seed, going to have home field advantage. And, I don't think this is on Jalen. I don't think this is on him one bit. So it's tough. For me, I got pretty pissed off. I almost shed a tear on Monday night just because of the downfall.
J. Carr, I totally agree with you. It's not anything to do with Jalen Hurts. But if you were to say if Sirianni were to get fired, who would you want to lead the helm with the Philadelphia Eagles?
I'd like to see, I've kind of been flip-flopping back and forth with Belichick and Variable.
Belichick's not going to you guys.
I've kind of came to the conclusion that I want Mike
Vrabel
more as a coach. Vrabel. I think he's a grittier coach, and I think that's what Philadelphia needs. It's not from there, but it's a gritty city. All the fans, most you could say obnoxious, but they care the most out of any team in the league, I'd say, besides the Bills. And I think we kind of need a culture shock there. Sirianni, I think Cowherd said it really good the other day. Sirianni's a little kid that got a big kick job that was helped out by amazing coordinators. So
Sacco, you were sucking Sirianni's dick when they were 10-1 6.5 weeks ago. All right, you were on the Sirianni hype train when they beat the Chiefs. What are you talking about? All right, why don't you go down with the ship? You know Howie Long's going to fix the team. I think Mike Vrabel's out in 3 years if he goes to Philadelphia. Let's just face it right now. Let's just look at reality. All those veterans are gone. They're going to have to rebuild, and Jalen Hurts is getting paid $55 million a year. How are you going to rebuild around that guy? The team sucks now.
I don't think it sucks, though. I think it was
A.J. Brown wants out.
Why we look so bad. There's no reason that D-line that the Eagles had this year had 12 sacks the whole season, besides the 3 I think they had on Monday night. They had 12 sacks, but was the lowest in the league. And they have Hassan Reddick, who's a number 3 pass rusher, in my opinion, dropping into zone coverages.
I can't tell you how good it felt to just watch Baker Mayfield lay his nuts on Sirianni's face Monday Night Football. It felt so good. It felt so good to watch.
I'm a Baker guy. I always have been.
We know you are.
To him. If we're being honest, Joe, that game should have been 45-9. Who's their tight end? Cade Otton?
Yeah, Cade Otton.
Yeah.
He dropped 3 passes, and Mike Evans dropped the touchdown pass. And, when you look at it, coaching, I think, has 70%, but I think when your players don't trust the coaches, they're going to look so much more out of position. And I think kind of the coaching tree, and I feel like Sirianni was kind of lost without a good coordinator. And I think that showed. They were winning. We were 10-1. I wasn't on the hype train. because we didn't look good in one game. We looked good in the second half of the Chiefs game. We looked good in the second half of the Bills game, and we actually looked good the third game when we played the Bucs. But I think it was total coaching malpractice. And you know what? When you see something like that, and if I'm Jeffrey Luer and I'm Howie Roseman today, I'm getting rid of it. And I'm saying sorry. Yeah, you made it to a Super Bowl, but whatever that shit was that you guys pulled the last 7 games of the season, you're out. I'm sorry.
I agree. J-Car losing 6 out of your last 7 is very disgusting. But what do you have to say about when Jalen Hurts was in his press conference the other day and they asked him what he thinks about Sirianni leaving, and Jalen Hurts responded with, I didn't think he was going anywhere.
I think that was, if you look at Jalen, I think he's the best quarterback in the league at the podium, personally.
Say that again?
Best quarterback.
I think if you, at the podium, I think the way that he holds himself with the mic is a very respectful manner.
Absolutely.
I agree.
And,
just a
I don't
great
think
thing to look
Jalen
at
wants
when you lose.
you can see the guy's frustrated on the sideline. He doesn't show emotion, but the last 7 weeks, you can see he's frustrated. But, obviously he's going to try to be the franchise guy, like, hey, put the blame on me. But I know deep down, as a player, there's no way that you can – when Troy Aikman's on the broadcast saying this is not right, this is not on Jalen, this is a coaching malpractice, and you have announcers saying it. So, I think what Jalen said was just kind of more of a respect thing and a respectful manner to the organization.
Do you have the inside information on why Dallas Goedert was screaming at Jalen Hurts on the sideline?
I watched the interview with him. He said they're completely fine. It's just you won't ever get the real story of what it was. But, let's look at the facts. They have him and Devontae Smith 6 yards apart running down the field on 3rd and 2. What the fuck are you doing? You throw the ball 45 times in Madden, but DeAndre Swift will still have 12 carries. He had 7 carries through the first 3 quarters of the game. You're not going to win a football game by airing it out. I'm sorry, you're just not.
Sacco, this is what I think about the state of the Eagles. I think they threw their chips in all on this year. They had all the veterans playing their last year. Kelsey's gone. Jalen Hurts is making $55 million this year, and moving forward, I don't think they can afford a team that would be as good as they were 2 years ago or even this year.
You could say that in some.
You could definitely say that.
I agree and disagree with that.
Okay.
You look. Brandon Graham says he's going to cut. He'll sign for the league minimum.
Jesus, the guy going to be 40 next year. Why don't they sign Jason Peters again too?
Wait, what'd you say?
Why don't they sign Jason Peters again too then?
Well, I hope so.
Let's get Brett Selleck back.
He hasn't officially gone in with the Eagles and retired. Schefter put that out.
Fuck Schefter.
So I think there's still a good chance. I do think Fletcher Cox will retire, the longtime D lineman. But you know what? I think he left Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter in a good spot. I really do. They might have not looked good. But Jalen Carter had an 88.6 PFF grade or PPF grade, which is insane for a rookie.
You want to know what I think? I think you're putting your chips on a quarterback that will be always overmatched when they have to play somebody good like the Ravens and Niners. I think Purdy's better than him right now. The Chiefs. I would even say Dak Prescott's better than him, and I think obviously Monday Night Show that Baker Mayfield's better than Jalen Hurts.
All right, J-Car.
Okay, shut the fuck up. You're an Eagles guy.
All right, J-Car. If we're gonna wrap this segment up, but if there's anything you want to end on, say it now.
I say if you want to keep Sirianni one more year, yes, but you have to get rid of the coordinators. And if you want to ship it as a whole. Start over. You already have the players, so you can do kind of half a rebuild. Trade up in the draft. We have a lot of draft capital this year. So I'm not too down of where we left off, but I definitely, Brian Johnson, worst offensive coordinator. I'd like to go on record. He shouldn't have a job. He couldn't even coach Pee Wee football. And Matt Patricia, fuck you. And Sean Dasani, water bottle, whatever your name is, you did nothing as well. So that's it.
Well, great take. I love the draft capital take, and thanks for calling in, J-Car. We'll see you.
Absolutely, boys. Thank you.
I think the guy is
he's one of a kind.
This is I think he's going through a stage of denial right now as an Eagles fan. I think really their like window to win a championship is over because Jalen Hurts is good, but he's a B+ quarterback at best.